Hello, my name is Yinon and I'm a basketball coach from Israel. I'm here today at the request of my very good friend, Coach John Farwell, to talk about the recruiting process of European players. First, a few words about myself. I've been coaching basketball for over 25 years. I've coached in Canada, Israel, and the US with John. I've coached pro level and high school. I've coached boys and girls, women and men. Some of my former players have been playing or are playing at Oregon, Valpo, VMI, Villanova, Coastal Carolina, and many other Division One and Division Two schools. So I think I have a pretty good understanding of how the recruiting process works. Few words regarding European basketball players and the difference between a Euro player to an American player. Most European players begin their career in middle school with a basketball club, usually affiliated to a city or regional council, and in some cases to a professional club. I know that when an NCAA coach hears a professional club, it puts a red flag. But in effect, in according to the NCAA regulations, a prospective student athlete may play with a professional outfit and in a professional competition and retain his or her amateur status and still be eligible for an NCAA. There are a few exceptions that you have to remember, but by and large, it can be done. If you're not sure, I can only give you one name that will answer the question. Domantas Sabonis. Currently is playing for the NBA team of Indiana, played his university for Gonzaga, and before that, as a high schooler, he was playing for Malaga in Spain, and he was playing for for that club in the EuroLeague competition, which is the highest competition in Europe, and he retained his eligibility. There are a few female players currently in the NCAA with a similar history that are now playing for an NCAA, so it can be done. If you're not sure, if you're a bit confused, I will be able to help later on. Few more things that you would like to remember when it comes to recruiting players. In Eastern Europe, generally speaking, going to the NCAA does not regard as a successful move. Most of the young players are looking for a professional contract at a very young age. Think of someone like Luka Doncic. When he was 14, he moved from his home in Slovenia to play in Real Madrid in Spain. A lot of Eastern European players are trying to get a contract at a very young age. So for them, if they did not get a contract to play for an NCAA school, is a step down. You have to remember that if you're going to try and recruit players from Eastern Europe. I'm not saying that you can't recruit those players. I'm just saying that you have to understand that you got to give them a package that would be for them appealing and it would look not as if they're failed. Central European countries such as Germany, Denmark, the Netherlands, France, and other countries in the central and western parts of Europe are a lot more open for an NCAA move. However, top players in these countries are pegged at a very young age to play pro, so for them it will be very weak incentives to leave a professional career to go and play for an NCAA program. So you have to remember that when you come to recruit these players. Obviously, if we're talking about football, soccer, it's a bit changed. In soccer, most European players would not like to make an NCAA jump at all. They just don't feel that the NCAA will help their career in any case. Most of European players would not be able to pay a full ride. It's just financially something that is not happening. Unless, of course, you have a unicorn, but in most cases, most players would not be able to pay a full tuition. So if you're a Division two school or if you're an NAIA school, you have to remember that you have to have a very strong financial package to bring these kids up. One more thing that you want to know is you want to know where the European Championship are held: A Division, B Division, under 16, under 18, and under 20. All of this information is easily accessible at the FIBA.com website, or just Google European Championship U18, U16, etc. When you go into these competitions, or you're sending your assistant, or you yourself being sent, shake hands with the coaches. These coaches have no idea what NCAA program is. For them, every NCAA coach is next in line for Mike Krzyzewski. So be generous, be polite, shake hands, know those people. You never know if one of these guys will end up as the head coach of the professional team or the head coach of the senior national team. And this is very important to remember. If you are recruiting a national team player, even if it's an under 18 or under 20 or under 16, most chances that these players will end up playing for the senior national team. And you want to have good relationship with the senior national team head coaches. It helps the players, it helps the coaches, and in the long run, it helps you a lot. It would also make you very credible to those senior national team head coaches, and they will tell players, hey, go to that program because that is a coach that understands European basketball and you will be able to get the best players. When it comes to try and get women players, you have to remember that in most European countries, women basketball is more of a niche sport. I'm not saying it is impossible to get very, very good players, but I'm saying that you have to do a little bit more of legwork to get the best players. The easiest path, again, obviously, is find the European under 18, under 16, A division, B division, etc. A top tip for you is to go and try and get players from countries that speak English very, very well. So Eastern European countries, again, are a secondary option. If you can get a player from Ireland, England, the Netherlands, Luxembourg, Germany, they speak English better. They will have a better chance of succeeding in the academic realm and obviously help you in the on the court. I do believe that these are the most interesting topics that I can talk about. If you have questions, John have all my contact information, and I would be very happy to assist in any way, shape, or form, sharing information of players that I know, obviously, and just giving you good tips of who to talk to or which country you probably want to pay attention to. So, good luck for your role. Stay safe out there, and remember, if you have any question, John can help. Thank you very much.